Today, we are going to begin the practice of mindfulness. The first step is for you to sit up so that your backs are away from the chair. You have a sense that your back is rising up from your seat. Let me show you. So your back is away from the chair. Your back is coming straight up, and you sit naturally upright. Please now feel your seat on the chair. You can rock a bit from side to side so you feel the bones where you're sitting, and you have a feeling that you are completely sitting down and the weight of your body is resting on the chair. Your feet are flat on the ground. They are about shoulder width apart. So we are really connected to the earth. Now I want you to let your hands hang loosely from your shoulders. Then slowly let your hands slide over to rest on your thighs. Now, from this feeling of being rooted to the earth, our spines rise up naturally. So the next thing to pay attention to is the neck. So these days, either because of computers or maybe because of our smartphones, our chin may be a little forward or maybe tilted down. So here what you want to do is make sure that your head is resting upright on your spine. And maybe just move the chin in a little bit, just so you're sure that your head is upright. In this practice, our eyes are open because we're not trying to go away anywhere. We are practicing being fully present. So the eyes are open, but our gaze is slightly down. And that means that our eyelids are slightly lowered, but our eyes are open. And our gaze is not tight. We are not trying to focus on anything. It is soft and wide and relaxing for our eyes, which remain open. So now we rest our mind, our attention, on the feeling of the breathing. So where is the feeling of the breathing? It's in the body. It's the muscles moving as we breathe. So you may feel that your abdomen is moving out and in, and you feel that. Or it may be your chest. You feel your chest rising and falling. It's a physical sensation. But if you can't feel either of these, which some people can, then the breath is going in and out of the nostrils, and you feel the cool air just at the tip of our sensitive nose. So the main point here is you rest your mind on the physical feeling of the body breathing. Resting means it's like placing a glass on a table. the mind settles. You are resting here. And let us practice that for a minute. If you feel uncomfortable or need to adjust at any moment, it's quite all right. We're not training to be statues. We are trying to be alert, fully present, and we relax as we do that. So while we were resting our mind on our breathing, you may have noticed that your mind went far away, hundreds of miles from here. Sometimes we are thinking about the past. Sometimes we are dreaming about the future. And in this practice, the key moment is when we notice that our mind has drifted off. Because at that moment, it has drifted from the present moment. The reason that we use our breathing as the object of our attention in mindfulness practice is because we can only breathe in the present moment. We can't have our mind on a previous breath. We can't have our mind on a future breath. So whenever we notice that our mind has gone somewhere else, that's a very precious moment. Because this is the mind itself exercising its own natural awareness and power to see its own movement. So when that happens, we invite our mind to come back to our breathing. In a way, this is like taming a wild horse. You don't tame a wild horse by beating it. You tame a wild horse by respecting it, by respecting its dignity, and by being very gentle and clear with it. So when our mind goes away, no matter how far it goes away, no matter how far in the past, no matter how far in the future, we just gently notice that moment and bring the mind back to the present moment. This is the essence of mindfulness practice. To notice the movements of the mind. And when the mind has wandered away, bring it back to the present. So let us try that. Rest our mind on the physical feeling of our breathing. And when our mind wanders off, as it always will, we just gently, without criticism or blame, bring it back to the present moment. Thank you.